Super Ted Evetts. Der Gegner von Ted Evetts kommt aus den Niederlanden, 38 Jahre alt, steht aktuell auf Weltranglistenplatz Nummer 90. Auch ihn begrüßen wir herzlich hier in Saarbrücken, Vincent Kamphuis. In dieser zweiten Session gilt die Distanz Best of 11 Legs. Wer 6 Legs gewinnt, zieht ein in Runde 2. Und selbstverständlich wollen wir auch den Caller dieses ersten Matches herzlich begrüßen. The Puppy, George Noble.
Second session of the German Darts Open here at the Saarlandhalle in Saarbrücken. And all the best people have turned up now. George Noble, having been ruled out through this afternoon through illness, is on stage, and just listen to his calls because he really is struggling to talk at the minute, is the puppy. I'm Dan Dawson, who has belatedly decided to join the party. Too late, it turns out, to see perfection for the bronzed Adonis. Steve Beaton's already hit a 9-darter, our third on the European Tour this year. And he's produced it here in the Saarlandhalle, a historic venue in World Darts, the place where Max Hopp, in his early 20s, became the first German ever to win a senior ranking PDC title. And in the opening game of the night here, we've got a 21-year-old man from England who is hoping to win his first senior title here this weekend. And Ted Evetts, well, he ran Michael van Gerwen very, very close last weekend. Arguably as close as anybody. Himself and Christoph Ratajski had the best cracks at MVG. But neither could stop him going and claiming a 30th European Tour title before his 30th birthday. Super Ted goes up against Big Vincent Kamphuis, the only darts player you can see on Google Earth. Alongside me for the opening game of the night, it is the asset Paul Nicholson.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I actually travelled over with Ted Evetts, and I know that he's full of beans, really confident after last week's exploits in Munich. But the 6'5", 21-year-old Super Ted is dwarfed by this big giant of Nederland darts, and you'll see when they stand next to each other just how tall he is.
First leg, Ted to throw first. Game off.
Well, it is the junior man who has the advantage of throwing first in this one. It's a bit livelier in the Saarlandhalle than it was this afternoon, where we had a handful of fans in, but it will get busy over the course of this weekend.
Yeah, around here it's all about working Monday to Friday and then being very jovial over the weekend, which I'm sure around the Saarbrücken area there will be. It's very industrial around here. It's an interesting drive from Luxembourg. You pass all of the different vineyards on the French side, and then you got the vineyards on the left side from the German side. It's big wine country, and then you come in towards this part of Germany. It's very industrial.
140.
And you see George, who hasn't been very well today. It's great that he's here, putting in a big effort.
140.
Well, Vincent Kamphuis was throwing a few shapes earlier. I thought he was going to throw a few on his walk-on. Not heard him walk on to that one before. Not sure this stage is structurally sound enough for him to really go for it in the old shape-throwing department. But he has become, Vincent, actually quite demonstrative.
100.
He used to be very, very sort of just straight down the line, didn't really celebrate much, didn't do it. But now, whenever you see him, he seems to be determined to get up on that stage and have a good time.
Why not enjoy yourself when you're playing in the PDC? I think his first couple of years he put too much pressure on himself, and since getting through Q School again, I think he's just realised that he needs to enjoy it.
Attention requires 68.
This is the kind of stuff that Ted Evetts was putting in last week. Double 4. Desmond. Yeah, that's really clinical from Super Ted.
Second leg, Vincent to throw first.
Telling me,
Game on.
when we were sitting in a restaurant at the airport on the way over here, he's been plotting his new shirts.
85.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not allowed to talk about them because I'm excited about the new design, but they do look rather spiffing.
So what's this? Just teasing us? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Right.
And I got to the bottom of the old mystery about his real name. Because last week we were talking about, is he a Theodore or is he an Edward?
59.
Yeah. He is an Edward.
He's an
so
Edward,
not a
okay.
Theodore.
Fair enough.
So no more
Ted Theodore Evetts.
Evetts.
Well, to be honest, I think I might just carry on doing it
57.
anyway. So,
well, his mum's here this weekend, so you've got someone to answer to if you keep
Well,
saying it.
what's the worst that could happen? He's too nice a boy to punch me, probably.
He's quite accurate at throwing things from 7'9¼ inches.
He's very accurate. And I tell you what,
140.
all the way through last weekend, he had a lovely rhythm to his game. Every single dart, he was going through his process of presenting it, same action each time, and it paid dividends. Played some really good stuff. I thought that for most of the game, he was a better player than Van Gerwen. And in the end, it was a bit of nous from MVG. Just found that a good 2 or 3 visits in a row just when he needed them towards the end of the game that turned it in his favour. But he really could have beaten him, Ted. And had he done so, who knows what would have happened.
47.
He didn't hang around very long after that defeat to Van Gerwen. He put his coat on, grabbed his bag, went straight to the airport and got on a flight. He was back that night, which is astounding considering he was playing at 6 o'clock British time.
Well, as well, and he's opening
94.
on was it the Saturday or the Friday? I think it was it was the Saturday because we weren't playing on the Friday. On the Saturday, he managed to play second or third game on, rattled through his game, and he was down the football in time for kick-off at the Allianz Arena watching Bayern Munich.
This has got some sort of portal that nobody knows anything about. Maybe you had a bogus journey. Or a fabulous adventure, or excellent adventure.
Excellent adventure. Don't think Phil and Ted ever said the word fabulous.
128.
Although they might have done for that visit there, because that was pretty decent from Super Ted. Leaves himself double 14 for a breaker throw and to double his lead. And Vincent
56.
is not doing enough in this leg on his own throw. Gets down to a finish, but this won't worry Ted.
2 14s. Ooh, that wire got clipped there. Double 14s just been clipped. It would be funny though if every time he hits a double, you got that noise of the guitars from Phil and Ted. See, that's something they could bring in. Sound effects, your own sound effect, which would couple your walk on. So every time you hit a double, the crowd would get a sound effect when you hit the ball.
I mean, look, you may be sat there thinking Paul Nicholson is mad, but hey, is this outside the box thinking that could take this sport to new levels? Let me tell you.
Well, if you look at soft tip machines, for instance, you get a white horse, which is treble 20, treble 18, treble 19. So 3 consecutive trebles. You get a horse galloping across the screen and going neigh. So
going what?
Oh, I can't do the horse noise.
Yeah, he's an ideas man. He's not here to make horse noises for you.
No, he's more of a politician who just says nay.
There you go. Look, yeah, no, you're quite right. The soft tip machines, they're like pinball machines. They light up and make all kinds of noises when you hit stuff. And they're great. The whole of Japan loves soft tip darts.
I think it would make steel tip darts even more attractive to the Japanese, Chinese and Asian market. If you were to have someone in the backstage crew So player A, press his button for his double hit. Player B, press his button for his designated sound, and you can pick your own.
Well, we're not going to hear one at the end of this visit from Ted, but he'd take a ton from here. Nice and high, well out the way of those first 2 darts. Just there will do. And Ted Evetts is bossing this because Vincent is really struggling. At this leg, particularly.
55.
I think we're looking at a player right now who's very comfortable playing on the Euro Tour stage.
Well, all last weekend he averaged 97. At each game he was around about that 97 average. And here it's even better from Ted because he's gone 15 darter, 17 darter, 13 darter. And ultimately that means you're averaging 100.
Well, when you come through qualifying and you beat Mervyn King and Keegan Brown,
who's been playing some really good stuff lately.
Absolutely. By scores of 6-3 and 6-5, you've got to be playing some decent darts. He averaged around 95 on that qualification tournament, which is very handy. That's going to beat most players.
59.
But Vincent was very comfortable in his qualifying as well, but he only averaged around the 89 mark. And that says to me that the
60.
scoring of Ted Evetts is just a bit more consistent.
Well, there you see. I would not anticipate Vincent to carry on throwing at this level for this match. He's going to drag that up, but he's going to have to drag it up enormously to live with Ted, because you're expecting Ted to just sit there because he sat at that level all the way through last weekend, and he's very comfortable playing at that level. He just looks... We talked about it last weekend.
91.
His throw is great. There's the meerkat.
He's got a new nickname tomorrow to be announced. We have been told what it is, but we want to keep you interested.
What is it? Is this the German Darts Open and Paul Nicholson says he knows lots of stuff that he's not going to tell you? Is that what this is tonight?
I'll tell you off the air. But everybody at home, if you're going to find out what Vandermeer's new nickname is, you've got to tune in tomorrow. Can't tell them everything. This is like Line of Duty.
164.
No spoilers.
Vincent has managed to applaud himself there for leaving a bogey number, but he did hit 2 trebles, and to be fair, they've been few and far between. Oh my. No, Ted. Yes, Ted. I was wrong, yes. Oh.
117.
Didn't need to go for that.
He didn't, but he wanted to get in on the act that Steve Beaton has started. I think we could be in for some more. He could have won the match today with a 170. Believe it or not, he missed the bull. Oof. Double 16 for 4-0. On the outside, can Kamphuis get a chalk mark?
He hasn't even had a dart at a double yet, and with the way that Vincent's been throwing, is he going to hit all the big numbers? Beautiful dart. Double 6.
70.
Unfortunate. Bet he wasn't doing that against Danny Noppert and Jan Dekker in qualifying.
Well, beating Danny Noppert, who's at least one semi-final on the tour this year. It's a good win, that. Ted quite happy to accept that chance for another breaker throw in a 4-0 lead. We have seen a whitewash today. Pavel Jurkal not able to replicate the heroics of fellow Czech Republic player Karel Sedlacek last weekend.
60.
Quarter-finalist Evil Charlie last weekend.
I still think they're going to be dangerous at World Cup.
Yeah, is it going to be?
Draw.
Is it Pavel playing alongside Karel?
I believe so.
Yeah, that could be a tricky one. I cannot wait for that tournament. I think it's going to be fantastic. The Polish team looks good. The German team is obviously going to be good again.
I think Dolan's coming into form for Gurney at the right time.
The Northern Irish team and the Welsh team. Oh, I tell you what, I think it would not surprise me if we see a new winner of the World Cup this year. It's been carved up between the Netherlands and England in previous years, but I just think this is the biggest chance, perhaps, that we've seen.
I think Northern Ireland are a brilliant outside bet right now. I think they may go in as one of the top 3 favourites based on current form. They should anyway.
Interesting.
98.
It'll depend on the arm of Gary Anderson as well for the Scotland side.
And even if it is
96.
past fit, how much darts will he have played? Because the weekend we saw him on the Pro Tour, yeah, I mean, he's still Gary Anderson. An out of practice and slightly unfit Gary Anderson is still better than the vast majority of people on the planet, but he did look rusty.
And don't forget about Belgium.
58.
Yeah,
Using your record 133.
certainly.
Well, 133 isn't possible now, but Evetts will go down to the 19s on the 146 surely.
Well, he's
Two of them will
164.
16.
57. Using your record 146.
2 treble 19s for double 16. He had 2 treble 19s and missed the ball for a 164. This won't go.
58. Visiting your record 76.
Staying up top. It's a good height for him. And he's got it.
Sean the fifth leg, Vincent Kamphuis.
That's one thing you can say. You weren't bageled. But you never know in this game.
Sixth leg,
Earlier
Vincent
on,
to throw first.
when Van der Meer was
Game on.
cruising against Karsten Koch, Koch just came back into it. He started hitting doubles. He was 4 out of 4. And Van der Meer fell across the line.
131.
Evetts has got to refocus here. Winner of this one plays Chizzy. And good luck with that one after the way he played last Sunday. He was unbelievable.
Yeah, he really
82.
was. But I just think that Ted has the air of a man at the minute who is not scared of playing anybody. He didn't look overawed playing Van Gerwen. It's the first time he'd ever played it. And he gave a good account of himself.
He did indeed.
Look, as things stand, Ted should be coming through this because, I mean, he's 30 points clear in the averages.
139.
And he's showing no sign of letting his level slip at all.
I think you've seen already this afternoon that this hole lends itself to good darts.
56.
Seen so many 180s, so many 177s and 174s. I think we'll definitely get over the 200 mark when it comes to 180s over the next couple of days.
Certainly the Jamie Hughes Brendan Dolan game was
134.
a bit spesh. And Ted has left himself the 146 again.
Vincent seems to be getting that dart in quite upright, and it wobbles a lot. He's getting that dart just to level out. That first one there is very precarious.
104. Did you require 146?
He's left himself a finish. He was looking at the 16s, but it'll do. Another. He didn't get it the first time. Oh, he comes close this time. Vincent was stood at the back of the stage nodding.
52.
He thought it was going.
Great effort from Ted. That's in. Oh, that was a great effort as well. You'll be very
100.
surprised. That didn't just bounce off the first
Did you
dart.
require 32?
Warning to Ted Evetts that Kamphuis is close. Not close enough. 5-1 to the Warwickshire Super Ted.
Seventh leg, Ted to throw first.
And breaking back straight away. Ted Evetts throwing for a convincing 6-1 win. Vincent has dragged his average up, by the way. It wasn't the 60s. He's dragged it up into the 80s. He has been playing better, but Ted has stayed in that high 90s, 98 sort of level. And this is just, you know, Ted is obviously in form.
97.
And this is what you can expect of him. And last year, when Max Hopp went on and won this title, it was that sort of level he was producing game after game after game. It was that 97 to 99 average. We didn't see him averaging 105, 110, anything like that. But it was 97, 98, 99 averages and taking his chances. You do that consistently, you can win not only games, but tournaments. And just as it has changed Max Hopp's career and indeed life over the last year, it could be a life changer this weekend for somebody like Ted. Because he's playing darts, which suggests that he has the ability to go and do something similar to what Max did here last year.
He's actually got something in his stance that's very similar to Max. If you look at his left leg, it's curved and it's just toes on the ground. That's exactly what Max does.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a way of just relaxing the stance and it works really well.
Very well indeed. The first 180 of this match, and it might well be the anti-penultimate visit in this game, because 100 average for Ted Evetts pins this first dart, and we're singing his name. It's like echoes of Saarbrücken from last year. Decent marker, which he uses to perfection. Vincent shakes his hand. That is superb stuff from Super Ted. The young man from Southam, only 21 years old, is through to the next round to face Dave Chisnall, and the number 13 seed may well have to be somewhere near his best if he's going to see this young man off.
Starker Auftritt von Super Ted Evetts, aber auch ein Applaus für Vincent Kamphuis, den wir auch längere Zeit nicht im Hauptfeld eines European Tour Events gesehen haben. Und Ted Evetts, das läuft gut gerade. Congratulations, Ted. It's going, huh? After the quarterfinal in Munich, it was a good match. Average of 99.
99 was it? I'm surprised that a couple of missed doubles in there and stuff, and a few visits without trebles, but no, it felt solid to be honest. And after last week, I'm playing with a lot of confidence. So yeah, let's hope we can keep it going until tomorrow night.
Is that true? Is that changing something when you have a tournament like in Munich?
Yeah, it just gives you the confidence in yourself a bit more, because sometimes you have that game where you're thinking, oh, come on, like. But no, the runs like in Munich really do help. I mean, it was like we said last week, it was my first quarterfinal, so it's just nice to start rolling with it a little bit. So yeah.
And you feel comfortable in front of a big crowd, huh? That was what I was thinking in Munich as well.
Yeah. I started very, very nervous with crowds and stuff. But no, I mean, I had quite a lot of support and singing and stuff, so it does help when it's like that. So thank you very much. No, but yeah. No, I'm enjoying the crowds now.
Cool. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Ted Evetts. Sagt, war früher unglaublich nervös, wenn vor so einer großen Kulisse gespielt hat. Inzwischen gibt es ja auch so ein paar